Today I'm watching Are You Afraid of the Dark Season 1 Episode 7. I definitely heard about this show when I was younger, but I was way too scared to watch it. I stayed away from anything spooky, scary, anything like that. I didn't watch Goosebumps until recently. You can check out those reaction videos as well, but I'm really enjoying the series. I feel like it would have terrified me if I watched it when I was younger, so it's interesting to watch it now as an adult. And some episodes are definitely still scary, but I feel like it would have had a much bigger effect, especially the shows about kids, the stories told by kids, all the actors are kids, so I feel like it would have just seemed realistic and very relatable, because the things that were happening, you're like, well, it happened to them, it could happen to me, and I feel like that played to their advantage when it came out. So yeah, it's definitely interesting to look at it now. I really enjoyed the previous episode about this ghost, this prom night, ghost story, this urban legend, and, the character turns out to be a ghost. So I love when they have twist endings, and I'm very curious to see where the season's going to go. It's, I don't have any predictions or anything, because obviously it's an anthology, so each episode is different, which is also great. There's a different story, and we get these little pieces, and, each member of the Midnight Society gets their turn to tell a story. But thank you so much for sharing and this first time watching with me. If you have any other suggestions for TV shows you think I should watch, please comment below. And if you want to have a say in what movies or TV shows I watch, be sure to join Patreon. And as always, please like, comment, and subscribe to this channel, and check back often for more awesome content.
I look 5,000 years old, not 5,000 days.
What you see is what you get, old man.
I love Polaroids.
The tale of the captured souls.
I've seen a Goosebumps episode about a camera, and it was a Ryan Gosling episode as well. So yeah, I'm curious to see where this is gonna go.
You getting too old to have fun with us all of a sudden?
No.
All right, then let's do it.
And I'm curious to see if we have any episodes during winter. They're all very summer themed so far.
Well, hello?
Oh, he's a ghost. For sure.
You must be the Selmans. I'm Peter Curlin.
Peter needs a hairbrush.
Very nice to meet you, Peter. Are your parents the innkeepers here?
And this must be your lovely daughter, Danielle.
No, thank you. No, thank you. She's like, yeah, no touching.
You're in luck. We have no other guests this week. You have the place to yourselves.
Forever and ever and ever.
I hope it's to your liking.
Oh, wow.
What's with all the mirrors?
Yeah, there's a suspicious amounts of small mirrors in frames. Why wouldn't... Oh god, there's even more.
I've them for years. It's kind of a tradition.
They sure do like to look at themselves.
Yeah. Oh my.
I kind of like them.
I bet you do, sir.
Ouch.
Why are they giving you shocks also?
The wiring is quite old.
In the mirror?
Let me show you your room, Danielle.
Yeah, exactly. Why would a mirror need electricity?
Guess we should be checking in.
Oh, they're not here. Actually, they're off on a cruise. I'll check you in.
Can he not just position the mirror next to her bed? Please.
Not anymore.
Oh god, he's a ghost. He's a ghost. And his parents are unalived, I'm assuming, and not on a cruise.
Come on, Pete, get in the game.
I'm not much of a sportsman.
Really? That's a surprise. In your 1920s outfit and your bird-like hair.
Well, maybe not.
Okay. Smile, everybody.
No!
Pete!
You okay?
What's wrong?
The deep fear of cameras, I see. Okay.
Let me take a picture of you all. Go stand with your family.
It's giving me goosebumps flashbacks. I don't like this. They're gonna be trapped in the photo forever. Whoever this actress playing Peter is doing too good of a job at being creepy. Cue the massive zit. Okay. This feels like the same attic set that we had with the ghost and the sea captain and his paintings.
Parents?
I do what I want, when I want. It's like a dream come true.
He ain't afraid of no ghost.
always admire a girl with great physical strength.
Why is he so creepy? There's no mirrors in his room, though. Sus.
Sorry. What are you doing?
Nothing. Really.
Why do we need this POV? They're so close.
Well, I think you're breaking out.
This poor girl's traumatized. Yeah, all these beautiful flowers in his room for his experiments. Whoa, that's cool. I love that. And I'm assuming it would have all been done practically, which is even cooler too. Just having the room change over like that to his laboratory. Is his hair crazy like that from all the electrocutions? Oh god, he's spying on them! And this music's giving me very much like Frankenstein, you know, vibes, if that's the effect they were going for. It's alive! I'm going to assume that the mirrors are actually cameras, and that's how he's watching them. Whoa, you're on crazy time. He's time traveling. I love sci-fi, so I'm very curious to see anytime there's like a sci-fi element. Is he like stealing their energy? Is this guy's like aging? Are we starting to get gray hair? Oh my god, this angle is so creepy.
Steer right 3. You're out.
Ah, you lucked up with that curveball.
You're out. I'm up.
He's like, I suddenly win because I'm youthful and energetic now after stealing your energy, old man.
Let's go swimming.
Honey, I'm too tired. Your father will take you.
He can barely play softball. He's not gonna want to swim.
Yeah, and the zits are growing. And she doesn't notice that her parents suddenly have gray hair everywhere. Oh, shoot, is she gonna figure it out? Come on, Danny, you're our only hope. Yep. There's the camera.
Wire it.
In a mirror.
What happened here? Get this cleaned up before somebody gets hurt.
Said with such anger. He does not seem concerned at all about the mirror. Oh yeah, water will do it. Yep. Whoa, she's gone offline. Sorry, Peter. His hair deserves every possible award under the sun. It's its own, you know, mini colony. Like it has its own currency, its own political system.
Peter.
And no end date. Dun 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 dun.
1907.
But they gave him a tombstone, so... I'm guessing those were previous gifts.
What are you doing?
There's something really weird going on here, Mom. You look terrible.
That's at least, you know, like 47 years bad luck.
Can't we just go home?
Ooh, this country air is getting me lightheaded.
Then let's get out of here.
Listen to her, she knows what's going on, man. Oh, yeah, now she's gotta save her parents.
Weak as a kitten.
Just a mysterious red button. Oh, yes! I love this. It's so cool. It's reminded me of, like, Casper, like, these big transformations in the room. Yeah, it's so cool. Beep boop 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 beep boop 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 beep beep boop boop. Sci-fi sounds.
Cameras.
Yeah, he's a creep, for sure.
Who's that?
That's your old dad. Oh, that'd be so sad to see. Oh, man.
Fresh air out here really is wonderful.
Yeah, and this kid's like on her own now with her parents getting older and older and older and have no energy.
Some tea, Danielle?
Whoa! That transition, I love it. Peter is up to no good. Oh my god, with that sly smile. Yeah, and the Dutch angle.
21 men, 15 women.
Good gravy. That's a high body count. Not the dogs.
10 dogs.
Oh no.
I'm very, very smart. But if you won't join me, I'll have to use you, too.
Whoa! Photo, his worst nightmare.
Too late! You don't have any time!
Oh god, just a shot of their feet. Get him out of there!
It's in the mirrors. They're making you old.
Come on now, Daddy.
She's like, quiet, I'm tired. Oh, she's gonna put the mirror back into the camera. Smart, and reflect it back onto him. And he's got the tubes labeled for each person he kills. What a monster.
Get away!
Why don't you look at yourself?
You don't know what you're doing!
I thought she was gonna put it in the camera in the mirror so we'd have to see it. Yes.
90?
Don't be foolish, Danielle. I'm offering you eternal youth.
You're a twisted old man.
I'm a scientist.
I love their back and forth. You're a monster.
Trying to take my parents away from me.
Dun, 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 dun.
The wrong girl, Petey boy.
Revenge!
Don't call me Danielle.
She did mention that several times. Oh, reducing energy. Bye, Pete. You were the worst. 10 dogs. Come on, man. That's horrible. You're an old man. I'm a scientist. You're a monster.
I feel like I've dropped a million years.
You all right, honey? Where have you been?
I stopped it.
She's like, I was busy saving your lives. Thank you.
I was up in the... Never mind.
Well, I feel great.
So did she just kill Peter?
Danny?
Peter?
Oh, now he's old. Oh, gosh.
Who was that?
Nobody.
I just found this out front. Any idea who it is?
Oh my god, he's an old man in the photo.
Danny never told her parents the true story about Peter.
Yeah, that'd be a weird one to explain. Remember when you got old in 2 days and I had to save your life? That's a cute ending. They didn't put the fire out, but I like that they took that group photo. That's cute. So it was my first time watching Are You Afraid of the Dark? Season 1, Episode 7, all about, camera and mirrors and this concept of capturing your soul. And I really liked it. I think it's one of my favorite episodes of the season so far. I know it's early into the season, but just a great episode. There is also a Goosebumps episode from Season 1 where there's a camera involved as well. So I feel like there were some similar elements that I've noticed a few similar storylines between the shows, but obviously they have their own spin on it, and I know Goosebumps is based on the book. This, I don't think there's any source material. It seems to just be written, so yeah, let me know if there is source material. This was the first story we had by Kiki, if I'm remembering correctly. I don't think she's told the story before, so it was interesting, as we slowly get to learn the members of the Midnight Society and, this family going on vacation. And I think also one of the rare episodes where we have both parents, and obviously that played a crucial role in this episode as, she's on this mission to save her parents as opposed to, it being only about the kids. It was the kids and the parents' relationship. She didn't have any siblings with her, anything like that. She didn't bring a friend. There was no, cousin from out of town or anything. So that was her big motivation. And she figured out what was going on. She knows that the mirrors are doing something. She doesn't figure out what's happening, right away, obviously, but her parents are having a lot more exposure to these mirrors and are aging very quickly. And I think they did it well with just having, obviously they're more lethargic. They're acting slowly. He's having trouble playing catch. And, the mom's falling asleep on the couch after reading, a scrapbook. And, the gray hair obviously was a big indication that time had passed. And, the daughter, definitely Danny, could tell that, okay, you're aging in like 2 days, like something's off. And, the parents being older didn't have the energy to try and help her figure it out. So she was definitely on her own and had to fight, evil Peter, basically. I love sci-fi, so I was very excited to see that there was sci-fi elements involved, and I definitely thought Peter was a ghost when we first saw him, because anytime, there's a character that just shows up out of nowhere, or, it just seemed very random, and he usually was very pale, and that seems to be how they're portraying ghosts in the show, is just someone and obviously he was dressed like in the 1920s, he wasn't wearing, modern clothes, so those two things are a pretty big giveaway, but we find out that he is just the same version of himself that he was in the 20s. He never aged. He's been, stealing people's souls. And that graveyard was so sad. Like, all those people that he killed, and even having like the genders on the tubes of whose energy he was stealing. Very bizarre, but yeah, I loved sci-fi, so I was very excited to see that, and his like tube that he went into, just kind of his whole process and how his grandpa taught it to him, and this is his system, and it definitely sounds like anybody who stayed at the hotel, he unalived and, didn't make it out and is now in the graveyard basically, and he had no worries about killing off Danny's parents. He's like, Danny, you could stay, like, your parents, it's too bad about them, but you can stay, like, that's cool. Definitely glad they didn't bring a pet, because I didn't want to see a dog get killed off. That would have been horrible. But yeah, it was interesting to see Danny on her own. She didn't have friends to help her or anything like that, as they usually do in the episodes. And obviously, at the end, I thought she had killed Peter, because he would have aged very rapidly. And I thought, okay, that's it. Like, that's the end. But, we see him peeking through the blinds or at the curtain at the front door, just kind of being like, I'm going to go out back basically and join his family, which I think we know what that means. But yeah, just, and having a kid be evil as well, like, it's not some rumored, lady who lives down the street that's a witch or something like that. Like, this was a kid, maybe a couple years older than her, who was doing these things, and again, didn't have any concern that he was going to make Danny an orphan basically and kill these people. I love that room transition. He's got this button, this giant red button, and the bed flips up and all these things come down to switch from like his normal room to his, lab that he has, this mad scientist. And the music definitely reminded me of Frankenstein as well, which I feel like was very intentional considering what he was doing, and this Frankenstein like experiments going on and everything. And I thought the acting was well done. Whoever played Peter did a great job of being super creepy, and some of those lines he delivered, I was like, what are you saying? Like, just so creepy, and just kind of this like evil stare that he would give to Danny. Yeah, very, very unsettling. And the parents were good actors, and Danny did a great job, and she just gets these zits and then is trying to figure out like, okay, what's going on, and is the first one to notice, obviously, when she touches the mirror, that she gets a shock. And even the mirror by the door, right when she walks in, she gets a shock, and it's instantly like, that's not supposed to happen. But her parents aren't overly concerned, and then obviously as they age, they can't really help. A lot of these episodes seem to take place in summer. We had the one fall Halloween episode, but I'm going to assume that for logistical reasons, we won't have any winter episodes. And I don't know if when the show aired on TV, if it only aired in the summer, so then it would make sense. But yeah, I'm curious to see if we ever, change up the seasons or anything. It seems to be a lot of summer vacation, which I know is something kids would obviously relate to. But yeah, it's just interesting kind of how they show, the passage of time. And I love that we get to see Danny's journey as she, figures this out. And she's like, okay, I see the picture. And the fact that Peter's room had no mirrors, I feel like was a pretty big giveaway, considering there was mirrors everywhere. Like, and the way he's kind of moving the mirror to be closer to Danny's bed. So, he has, access to her energy and her soul, when she's sleeping. And all these framed mirrors, on the wall, just very, he's like, oh, we collect them like it's something normal. I'm like, what is going on? Like, very bizarre, obviously. And yeah, I love that they played into that, taking a picture is capturing your soul, and then Peter obviously takes it to an extreme and is using that to stay young forever, basically. I thought when they took the picture of the family, you know, right when they get there on the Polaroid, it's like, okay, they're going to get trapped in the photo. That's kind of where I thought the story was going to go, you know, similar to the Goosebumps episode. They were going to be, you know, disappear from the world, get stuck in this photo, and Peter was going to, you know, just have them basically to do whatever he wants. And, you know, to have Peter be so afraid of the camera. And I like that they showed the photo that Danny took at the end as well, so that you could see, you know, it was in fact an old man, like showing his true form, even though to the outside world, obviously he looked, you know, young. And the baseball scenes where, you know, at the beginning, obviously Peter is very much struggling to keep up, and then he, you know, gets that burst of energy after stealing everybody's souls and is able to, you know, be better at baseball, basically. When Danny picked up the mirror towards the end and then, you know, brings it to Peter to confront him, I thought she was going to take the mirror and show it into another mirror, like have it reflect into itself, basically, so that, you know, Peter would kind of self-destruct in his cylinder, which also had mirrors in it, because then he'd be forced to kind of look into his own reflection. So that's what I thought was going to happen. But, you know, to see her running around chasing him with this mirror and him just cowering. And can we talk about Peter's hair for a minute? Because that thing was nuts. It reminded me of those like Nicolas Cage memes where his hair is a bird, because obviously he's been electrocuted so many times. I feel like his hair is just permanently stuck that way, because even when they first met him, his hair was like that. I was like, what is going on? But clearly through all these experiments, you know, it's just stuck like that. And I feel like I got crazier towards the episode, you know, as it went on. I just got higher and higher, and I was like, what is happening with your hair? I feel bad for Danny's character, because I think it would have been so hard as a kid to see this happening to your parents and not know, you know, what to do, basically, because normally, you know, you would go to your parents for advice or help, and she's stuck on her own and has to save her parents because Peter's planning on killing them. So yeah, I feel like it was a pretty intense, you know, episode for her, and she obviously doesn't want that to happen. You know, she's supposed to be a family vacation, and she can't even get her parents out of the house to leave, which is normally, you know, the next option is to get out of there, and then hopefully they'd get their energy back. I don't know. But yeah, I felt bad. There was a lot of pressure on this one kid to try and save her family, basically, and take down evil Peter, who's been doing this for like, who knows how many years. There was like 50 bodies in that graveyard. Like, it was a lot. Overall, I thought it was a great episode. I thought more cameras would be involved as opposed to mirrors, but obviously he was spying on them and using the mirrors as a front to, you know, hide his cameras, basically, which Danny figures out. A really great episode. I'm very excited to continue watching, so thank you so much for sharing in this first time watching with me. If you have any other suggestions for TV shows you think I should watch, please comment below. And as always, please like, comment, and subscribe to this channel, and check back often for more awesome content. Oh, he's a ghost. For sure. Yeah, there's a suspicious amount of small mirrors in frames. Why wouldn't... Oh god, there's even more. You're an old man. I'm a scientist. You're a monster. Yeah, that'd be a weird one to explain. Remember when you got old in 2 days and I had to save your life? Yeah, exactly. Why would a mirror need electricity? But they gave him a tombstone, so...